And today we'll be playing Violent Memoir. This is a new update that came out, I think, on the 1st of March or at the end of February. But this is the newest update for Oscar. So I'm going to go ahead and continue his part of the story. My steps are unsteady as I walk down the opulent hallway, my weight shifting from side to side. I'm frequently forced to lean on the wall next to me for support. I don't remember why it's so hard to keep my balance. Are we having an earthquake? This must be the most intense earthquake of my life. I want to run for cover, but all the doors around me look to be locked, and the nearest table is at the end of the hall. Opting to brace myself against the wall instead of taking my chances, I close my eyes, trying to wait out the tremors. Earthquakes used to scare me when I was younger. My fears didn't last long. It was just a stupid phobia from a child who had no idea why everything was shaking. The first time it happened, Mom and Dad were out on a business trip. I had been crying in my bed under my blankets for nearly 5 minutes before Marcus found me. Looking back, it was clear that he'd just woken up from a nap, but at the time I was so scared I was alone. I must have been barely 6 or 7 at the time. He climbed into bed with me and held me tight until it passed, doing everything he could to calm me down. He tried to leave after it finished, but I clung to him like glue. I didn't want him to leave. The state of pure terror was the state of pure terror I was in must have been obvious because he didn't protest. He slept in the same bed as me for 3 days until I finally stopped because scared of the snakes. By the time I was 10, I was over that fear, but I can still remember that day. It was a memory clearer than most others. Almost all memories of my brother are things I want to remember. I don't suppose this isn't one either, but despite all the fear and crying, I mainly remember how safe I felt. It's a strange memory. Another tremor forces me to brace myself one final time before they seem to come to a stop. It seems to be over, but that doesn't stop the hallway I'm in from slowly walking back and forth. It's barely noticeable, but it's enough to make me feel slightly nauseous. I just ignore it. I just ignore as I continue on my way. Despite that fact, I was in an empty hallway just moments ago. It feels like only seconds before I find the stairwell. As I follow them down, I can feel the temperature steadily dropping. Maybe I should have taken a hoodie with me when I, wait, where was I before this? I'm struggling to remember. Suddenly, everything starts to feel strange and eerily familiar. I've been here before, haven't I? But when it's a strange sensation, this place is familiar, but only in feeling, not in physicality. I don't think I've actually been here before, as I take another step, my foot plunges into water, and the cold silver shoots through me, knocking me out of my thoughts. Looking ahead, I can see the entire deck's floor is almost entirely flooded with water. There's barely enough room at the top for someone to swim across. Everything starts to click into place, and I feel the panic in me rising. I've been here before, but why can't I remember any details? But that's when the horror continues as my body continues to walk into the water. I try to resist, but it feels like I'm just a passenger watching this happen. The water reaches my chest, and I shut my eyes as I wait to be submerged, but the water stops right before my neck. Taking a chance, I open them again to see myself swimming across the top, barely managing to avoid the debris that's floated up to this cramped space. Whatever's pushing me forward doesn't stop, and I can only watch as we travel deeper until I can no longer see the stairs anymore. And my focus has changed as I hear the sound of splashing in front of me. For a moment, I thought it might have been a fist, but it's much too loud for that. When I'm able to get a good look at it, whatever it was dies beneath the surface. Every part of myself is screaming for me to run away, to hide, or escape, but my body has other plans. Following whatever I heard, I dive beneath the surface and try to look around. Everything is a blur, and I'm only sown in endless blue. That's until I see it. Someone floating there in the water. My eyes flash open as I gasp for breath, finally taking in what feels like my first bit of air for ages. Pain spikes through my head, and my sore throat forces me to cough. I'm able to get my bearings quickly, but I'm unable to stop my heart from racing. I knew it was a dream deep down, but that doesn't change how real it felt. I can still feel myself shivering from the cold, but that makes me notice something else that feels off. I'm all alone, without Oscar's warmth and comfort. Looking around the room, there doesn't look to be anything strange or out of the ordinary because, of course, there wouldn't be. This is reality, not a dream. But I catch two things on the other bedside table. Oscar's phone and the diary. He must still be around somewhere, probably taking a shower. I should get up and get ready myself. I need to deal with this pounding headache. By the time he gets back, I'm fully dressed and currently chugging a glass of water. He looks confused but doesn't comment as he comes to side down next to me. Sit down. Should be sit down. Everything okay, little guy? You're looking like a little paler than usual, and not just because of your fur. Yeah, I'm good. I just had another nightmare. Again, you didn't sneak off to read more of the diary, did you? No, not recently anyway. The last time I did was with Lucas, but that was just to check something. I didn't read anymore, just check something. Sounds like it isn't the diary then. You must just be a little stressed. Maybe we should do that swim today. Might take your mind off things. I think we always did that. Yeah, but it's a good way to take your mind off of things. Trust me, I know. Plus I could use a visit there. I bet you've already visited enough. You'd be surprised. He flashes me that gigantic smile, but that only brings my attention to the distance between us. Usually when he gets like this, he's always showing physical affection. Doing it. I guess last night might not have helped as much as I hoped. Are you okay? Are you doing okay? Well, I'm doing okay. Oscar, I mean it. I'm good. I've been able to sleep, but when I woke up, I could feel you against me, and I was nice. For a while. After a bit, I started to freak out a little again. Not too much, but enough that I knew I had to get it out. So I got up and took a shower. Well, that's progress at least, right? Yeah, I could really use a swim, though. We'll have to go. Please? I didn't know that Oscar was capable of puppy dog eyes, but he looks absolutely ridiculous trying them, but it's enough to make me unable to turn him down. Okay, Kay. How about after media we should all be together then? Maybe we could invite the others? Hell yeah. That sounds like a plan. When's your first class anyway? Oh right, I said check the time. A quick look at my bed as my heart sank through the floor. Oh shit, my class is about to start. I'm going to have to go now. Sounds like my chest was a pretty good pillow then. Yeah, I have no idea. It's so warm. So I've heard. I quickly grab my things and I'm about to head out when Oscar stops me without a word. Both of us are standing in the middle of the room and I'm left waiting for him. All the smiles and teasing comments are gone. He just looks nervous and uncertain. He tries reaching out a hand towards my face but starts to hesitate the closer he gets. He's barely an inch away before he scratches his arm back with a pitiful expression, one that makes my chest hurt more than any dream ever could. Hey, it's okay. I consider reaching my own hand out before settling on something a little less unorthodox. As the tip of my tail entwines with his own, it's only a bit There's only a little bit of content, but maybe that's what he needs. He looks startled. He looks startled by the action, despite having done it to me numerous times. Eventually, his tail squeezes back, and I can see that smile returning, like baby steps. I've never really been one for patience or restraint. So how about this? I have something in mind for the night. If you're okay with that, what is it? It's a surprise band. Something that might help me feel a bit more comfortable. Only if you're okay with it. But I don't get to know what it is. Either one to surprise. Okay, I'll take it, but I really do have to go. Yeah, I have my own classes too. Really boring stuff, but I think I can make it through. Especially knowing that I have a cute weasel waiting for me. So see you at the media. It's a ruin to surprise. Okay, I'll take it, but I really do have to go. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have my own classes too. Real boring stuff, but I think I can make it though. I can make it through, especially knowing I have a cute weasel waiting for me. So see you at media? You bet. I have to put my tail away from his tight grip, and I almost consider just skipping class to stay with him. But I would be irresponsible to skip class only on the second week. Plus, I'll see him soon enough. I had worried that classes might pick up quickly, but Oscar reassured me that things don't really get serious for a few weeks, at least while I'm a freshman. Still, the classes are long, and having so many of them back to back is exhausting. I'm just lucky most of them seem to be around the central campus. There's only media left, but that's still nearly half an hour left until it starts. Definitely not enough time to meet up with someone. Maybe I should. I hand him my soda caution bag for her to stand on end as I jump away. Nearly walking into another student, my nerves have been on edge all day because of that nightmare. Sorry, didn't mean to find you. You didn't seem like the skittish type, but yeah, who knows. The voice is familiar, but I can't quite place it until I see who has startled me so badly. Oscar's coach is standing behind me, looking more curious and concerned. He's still wearing the tracksuit that I saw him in the previous 2 times. I wonder if it's a uniform. Sorry, I was just thinking and you caught me by surprise. Are you looking for Oscar, Coach? Maze, but you can just call me Coach. Everyone else does. And no, I wasn't looking for Castle, though this is about him, I suppose. I was actually looking for you. Freshman classes tend to be around here, so I figured I'd catch you eventually. What if I didn't have any classes today? Something about my question must amuse him because he gives a chuckle so deep that I can feel it rumbling in my own chest. I knew you had to be an interesting one to be friends with Castle and Lloyd. That's not the question that most people would start with. Sorry, what do you need me for? Apologies, too. With you and Lloyd, Castle's going to have his hands full. Huh? He seemed to be in a rush at the time, so he most likely forgot, but we ran into each other on Saturday. Oh, right, sorry. He wanted to talk to me then, but I couldn't. You wanted to talk to me then, but I couldn't. Sorry about that. It was a hectic night. Ain't no problem with me, boy. Just wanted to see if you had the time now. Look at my phone, I can see I still have over 20 minutes left until media. I should be free for a little bit. I have classes soon, but don't worry, it won't take that long. Just wanted to have a small chat to you about Castle following me. I've been a little worried that we might travel far enough that I might not be able to make it to class in time, but it turns out there was a little cafe nearby for us. There doesn't look to be any students sitting outside of it right now, giving us a decent amount of privacy. Though sitting down doesn't help keep away my steadily growing nerves. Even see that he looks massive, and despite initial impressions, he's certainly not fat. Don't look so nervous. Despite the reputation those crocs have, I ain't gonna bite you. Son, let's stop with the apologies. You're turning into a broken record, and if I'm being honest, you're starting to make me feel bad. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to respond to that. Yeah, I accidentally trapped you there, didn't I? My bad. The meatheads I usually work with don't tend to have a lot of tat. And now you're laughing at me. Sorry, you just remind me of a friend of mine. He calls Oscar a meathead a lot. Sounds like a smart kid if he can recognize his thick skull. Castle has a habit of mesmerizing people. Well, since we're on topic, what do you want to talk to me about? Right, enough stalling, I suppose. How much has Oscar told you about our tennis relationship? Not much. He doesn't really like it whenever we talk about stuff like that, and always changes the subject. Sounds about right. As you'll probably figure out on your own, Oscar hasn't been treating himself very well. He thinks I'm just on his ass because of the team, but it's more than that. He's gaining too much muscle, right? That's part of it. Over the last few years, he's been overworking himself. I've been seriously worried about him, but he never listens to me. And you want me to? I'm not sure. Well, I'm not so sure about that. Every time I bring it up, he always, calm down, boy. It ain't that serious. In fact, I think this is good news. I'd rather not tempt the gods, but I dare say things are looking up. Really? What changed? I have no idea. Do you? My boy, you did. If I knew you have caused this to happen, I would have pushed Castle getting a boyfriend earlier. What did I? Wait, did you say boyfriend? We're not. You don't have to pretend around me. I know about Castle's preferences. It's a little hard not to with some of his less pleasant habits. My eyebrow raises into a silent question, but he doesn't look like he wants to respond until he releases a grumble. Subtlety has never been one of his strongest traits. Persistent, absolutely. Intelligent, might be one of the smartest kids I know. But subtle, never in a million years. That sounds like him, alright. But what do you want that I change? But what do you mean that I change? I don't understand. I can't tell if you're oblivious or just being modest. Maybe I should start calling you Mother Teresa. Now he's starting to sound like Wilf, and that just brings back all the memories from yesterday and how much we didn't learn. He must have noticed my sudden drop in mood because he doesn't want to carry on. When you first showed up, I wasn't sure what effect you have on Castle, but ever since that day, Castle has been reasonable. Reasonable. I would say reasonable, but I'm not sure how. But I'm not sure he knows what that word means, that boy. But he's been rarely showing up to the pools. Is that more irresponsible? Doesn't he need to be practicing still? Getting Castle to show up was never the problem. It was getting him to not come. Even if I banned him from the pools, he'd just go find somewhere else. I'd rather him swim where I could keep an eye on him. But lately, he hasn't been showing up as much, and I can assume I have you to thank for that, unless he's been taking you to other pools for outrageously long times. No, we haven't. He's just been spending time with me doing. Listen, you're a good kid and I'm a teacher. I don't need to know what you're doing in your spare time with him. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're good for him. Or maybe if you could get him to start taking his job seriously, that would be nice. That boy has talent but no focus. The water is just an escape for him. That's not bad, but maybe he should be focusing on his future. You think he has a future in competitive swimming? You think he'd still be on this team doing all the shit he does? If he didn't, I'd have kicked his ass to the curb a long time ago. He could go far if he could just find a reason to try. All the talent and commitment doesn't mean anything if you don't have a direction. A reason to try. Listen to me. Get that old philosophy professor on your ass. Well, that's all I really have for you. If you need any advice on how to handle that boy, my office is always open. Your class so be your class should be coming up soon. That's it. You're not going to ask me to do anything? Nah, I just wanted you to know what positive impact you were having on him. You don't have to do anything other than keep doing what you're doing. Just keep serving him in the right direction. If he starts to lose his way, give him a firm footing of the ass. His head's thick, so he won't get anything in there unless you hammer it in. Anyway, I have my own shit to do. Without any word goodbye, he pushes himself out the chair, nearly pushes the table into my chest as he walks away, leaving me stunned in my seat. Have I really been having that much of an impact on Austin? I can't really imagine it. And everything that happened between us, I would have expected it to get worse. If it's an outlet, shouldn't he be swimming more than ever? Our relationship has certainly complicated things, but he hasn't been. What Coach has been saying is true, even though everything he still hasn't been going. That's amazing. I really am helping him. I knew we had been talking for a long time, but I didn't realize just how much I was going to be cutting it close. I think I made it exactly on the dot, but it didn't look like the professor has arrived. Creeping down the stairs, I tried to spot where everyone else is sitting, assuming they're all together. I'm about to get up and just take any random seat when I catch Oscar's massive arm waving to the left. They're a little further down than I expected, but they're all together, and there's even a free seat between Oscar and Lucas that it looks like Oscar's been protecting like a guard dog. Not that I imagine anyone was particularly eager to take it. Where have you been? For a bit there, we'd worried that he got lost somewhere. I was just doing something. How would I have gotten lost? I've been here before. It's still only your second week here, little dude. It would be easy to take a wrong turn. Hey, just sit down before the lecturer comes. I prefer we didn't make a serious play, but he still doesn't look to be doing his best. You doing okay? No, I still fucking hate it in this shithole. I'm just waiting to be over. This shithole. Yes, or here's a class. I hadn't noticed it at first, but Lily, who was seated on the other side of Lucas, has been rubbing his shoulder in an attempt to soothe his intensity. Stop worrying about me. I'll be fine. Have you guys around as nice. It makes it easy to focus. Thanks for asking, though. It was nice of you. Of course, we're friends. We look out for each other. Got that right. Lucas is about to make another comment when all the chatter in the room starts to signature sound of microphone feedback signature storm of action. Everyone stops what they were doing to focus on taking notes or said also who looks more focused on listening and writing things down. I've been so distracted with the two of them that I hadn't even gotten ready. I fumbled through my back, trying to find my notebook as quickly as I can. Grabbing the first book my fingers touched, I pull it out, only to be surprised by the now very familiar purple cover staring back at me. I don't even remember this in my bag this morning. I must have been I must have been really out of it after that nightmare. I'm about to put it right back into my bed, but I can't quite take my focus off of it. After everything we've learned, I feel like I still have made no progress towards anything. Also seems to be also seems to think we have, but doesn't but he doesn't want to share what he thinks. And my trance is interrupted by a large hand pulling the diary from my own, sliding it onto his own lap, and as he sticks his tongue out. When I nod towards my bag, I remember that I'm supposed to be taking notes for his class. I really lost the plot there for some reason. Now that I'm a, that Now that I'm realigned, I quickly grab my notebook out and try to play catch up with a little with a little that I managed to catch. I'm sure I can get the other details off Lucas later. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like I missed anything serious, as the rest of the class is just as simple as all the others I had today. And Contender also started to check out around the middle since he started giving me some attention, whether that was just little glances or little winks, which, we, which were powerful distractions, though it didn't seem like it affected his note taking much since he was only jotting the occasional thing down. It felt like he barely wrote down half of it. As soon as the bell rung, our row had to get out of there like it was a fire drill, mostly due to Lucas forcing us out. Nothing could keep him there for another minute. But outside was a pleasant surprise for him. Selwyn, what are you doing here? Half expecting him to pull out his phone, I'm surprised when he only points towards Lucas, who looks just as shocked as the rest of us. I told him we had classes today, but I didn't think he would show up. Maybe it's because I told him how much I didn't want to go. That sounds about right. Excel here knew that being in class would make it this upset. There's no way he wouldn't come to cheer you up. Cheer me up? What do you? But he's not able to finish his sentence before someone dives against him, flipping his arms around as he pulls Lucas away from the rest of it. Lucas doesn't struggle, partially because he's too stunned to process what's going on, though it isn't hard to see that growing redness in his ears. Sounds like he has plans for you today. But I was going to study in the library. Well, time for a second, right? He opens his mouth like he wants to object, but he just stares at Selwyn, slack-jawed and too flustered to speak. Ultimately, he just gives us a slow nod, like he still doesn't quite understand what's happening, but he's accepted it at the very least. Before Selwyn can drag the two of them away, also quickly intercepts grabbing the two of them in a close hug. It's just platonic, but part of me aches that he isn't able to do that with me. It's nothing I would ever say out loud, but it's a weight on my chest nonetheless. Well, I was about to take Wallace to the pools and just thought maybe you guys could join us, huh? Could be a little fun, you know? Excitement briefly crosses the lion's face, but he pulls it back when he sees Lucas's clear discomfort at the idea. The only answer he gives is nudging his partner's focus towards us. I don't want to swim around so many people. I prefer to just be us or just further away from everyone else. Why don't we all go to the beach sometime? It might be fall, but trust me, it's still warm enough here to take a vacay there on the right day. I'd almost forgotten that Lily and Lee were right behind us, silently observing us with conspicuous grins on their faces. Lucas doesn't immediately shoot that idea down, which seems to give Oscar and Selwyn hope, though they both made the effort to try and restrain themselves so they won't influence his decision. But it doesn't look like he even notices the two of them as he looks to be contemplating uncertainly wafting from them. Uncertainty. He might just need a little push. I used to go to the beach a lot. If I'm being honest, I'm not the most comfortable there. But it's a wide place, easily keep away from other people and have your own space. I'll be willing to go if you come with me. I think I'll be okay as long as we stay away from other people. Don't want anyone to see you in your swimsuit, huh? Come on, I bet some people would love to sneak a peek. Also makes a very subtle nudge on Selwyn's shoulder, who only rolls his eyes with a large confirming smile on his face. Lucas, as usual, only seems confused at Oscar's situation. What? No, I could care less if people see what I look like. Swimming is always too noisy. I can't stand pools. All that screaming and splashing is... ugh. That just makes all of us laugh. Though Lucas still looks confused, but after Seven starts giggling as well, he seems to let it go and smile. It's hard to not smile with him. Seven's once again about to drag Lucas away when he realizes something and whispers something into Arthur's ears that seemed to make him perk up, not in his usual happy way, but more something piquing his curiosity. I'm not able to ask what it's about, but what it's about before the two of them finally head off, and I don't want to make a fuss by chasing him down. So I ought to turn my focus towards Oscar, who only meets my gaze with a massive smile. What? What do you mean, what? Someone told you something. Yeah. What was it? That question seemed to be what he was waiting to hear because his eyes start to simmer as one reaches near maniacal levels. Surprise. Lee and Lily weren't too interested in following us to the pool, though Lee and Oscar had plenty of bickering they had to get out of the way before they parted ways, at least as friendly now. I wasn't really listening to their conversation much as I couldn't help but get coach's words stuck in my head. Oscar's been treating himself better and not overworking himself. Even now we're not going to the pool to train, or whatever he usually does. It's purely just to try and relax for a bit. That doesn't sound like something that will overwork someone. In fact, now that I really think about it, I haven't really been hearing much about Austin swimming since we started hanging out. I remember him bringing it up much more early on. That changed. Careful. A yelp was ripped from my throat as Austin grabs me by the waist and lifts me off the ground. I nearly flailed before the reason why makes itself readily apparent. In my daydreaming stupor, I'd just been following along with Oscar. I don't even know if he's been trying to walk to me or not, but my mindless wandering nearly caused me to walk right into the pool. I thought we were still in the courtyard. All the commotion had brought the attention of most of the other people in the pool area, which wasn't too many, thankfully. I'm lucky there wasn't any swimming practice on the day. Then again, a friendly face and Seven would do right about now. Also puts me down, ignoring any of the attention that we might have gathered. If anything, he looks so focused on me that I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't even notice. He doesn't even look frazzled or uncomfortable that he's been touching me only concern. I guess it's only when he's thinking about it that it has such a negative effect on him. You doing right, man? You nearly took a dive there. Almost gave me a heart attack. I'm okay, sorry about that. I was just kind of lost in thought. Thanks for the cast, though. Anytime, man. I knew you were zoning out, but I didn't realize it was this bad. Maybe I shouldn't have taken you. Maybe I should not have left you alone. It was that bad? That brings a chuckle out of him that just makes me feel more embarrassed. I can't deny it isn't lifting the mood, though. Yeah, I tried to talk to you a few times, but you were totally out of it. I thought about your thing in class that maybe you just had a lot on your mind. My bad, I snapped you out of it then so you could catch class, but maybe I should have done it again. No, it's fine. It isn't anything serious, at least not this time. Actually, it was kind of good news. Must have been amazing for you to turn into a total zombie. No offense to any zombies listening. Now, it causes me to cast around to see if people are still watching us, but the few people still remaining have returned back to their routine and look to be getting ready to leave. Is it always this quiet around this time? Nah, this is just a start of the year thing. Most people are settling back into the groove, but they'll come soon enough. Trust me, a lot of people like evening swimming. The rest of the week is even worse. Even this early, if the swim team isn't here, then the gym bros will be taking a dive. Sounds like a proper place. Yeah, it's wild like coming here at this time on Monday. Usually I come way in the mornings, though. I haven't really been around much this week. Listening to your coach's advice? Nah, He's just being a hard ass. I don't know. Just haven't really felt like I needed it lately. Needed it lately? Just when I felt like it, you know? Sometimes I just gotta take a swim. Kinda like we're here now because you need to relax. So, you come and swim here when you want to relax. Sometimes I wait for him to elaborate, but he doesn't. Often tend to lead us towards the changing room instead. It's a good thing I still have those speedos that segregate me, I guess. These are a little less awkward. These are a little awkward between us after that exchange. It's nothing serious about Austin's whole vibe of screaming, don't want to talk about it. It's exactly like I had expected. He always puts us away in a complicated topic like it's nothing, but it's not like I can just pry into his head or on a personal way. But in and out of the locker room without even a teasing moment, a teasing comment from Austin, though he doesn't give me a hearty smile once he notices me, but he notices my staring. He doesn't comment on it, but I can't tell if it's for my sake or his. But there's one thing he's right about. Things are looking up for the both of us. Outside the nightmare this morning, today has been a pretty great day. Austin's doing good. I'm doing better. I should just focus on that, right? There's no need to worry about Austin and his problems. He's doing better with them, just like the coach said. It's going to go. You're doing it again, though, dude. I'm zoning out again, aren't I? Don't worry, it's cute. I wouldn't want you any other way. That's really sweet. I'm trying things out. Honestly, it still makes me feel pretty weird, but I have to get used to it somehow, right? You don't have to push yourself. Nah, I wanna. Don't worry, I have a few ideas in mind for what could help. Promise me you won't overdo it. I don't want to repeat on Saturday. You worry too much. It isn't gonna be that bad. It was really scary, also. I don't think we can just ignore it. He turns away from me and faces the pool outside. I catch him reaching up towards his necklace before hesitating. Ultimately, the sign is to squat down next to the pool. Thinking about it won't do us any good. I'm about to argue with him, but before I can, he dives into the pool, disappearing under the waves as I can only watch his figure shoot across the water. Now I'm just standing here watching him zoom throughout the water for a moment. I think he's just going to ignore me while he just does this thing, but it only takes a lap before he resurfaces in front of me. Come on, don't leave me waiting alone here. I'm not here to train, remember? We're supposed to be getting you to relax. You're right, just give me some space, okay? Don't worry, even if you sink, I'll always come find you, okay? I got you, man. Promise. Cross my heart and hope to die. I don't think that's how that goes. Yeah, I like it better. Now summon your best dive. He moves out of the way to give me some space, though he never takes his eyes off of me, and that smile he's wearing has a hint of that vulnerability I've only seen twice before. Those times under the water. I wonder if I'll see it again. Here goes nothing. Then I dive. Cold water rushes around me, chilling me right to my core. The temperature wasn't nearly this cold this last time. It was nearly freezing. Bubbles fly out of my mouth as I gasp, barely able to keep myself from taking a mouthful of water. My body flounders as it tries to make its way to the surface. But no matter how much I swim up, I can't seem to make it to the top. Did I get turned upside down? I try to open my eyes in the water to find my way out. Even if it's blurry, I should still be about to see the light coming from the surface, but I don't see anything, only a dark expanse of the water around me, a vast emptiness. With the realization that I've somehow gotten completely lost, I can feel myself start to panic and my lungs start to burn. There's no way to tell how long I've been under by now, but it can't have been longer than 10 seconds, but even that feels like a toll on my air supply. I quickly realize I can't stay floating in place. If I stagnate here, I'll just drown. So I start to swim in the direction that feels the most likely to be up. There's no way I'm still in the school pool. It was large, but nothing like this. It's like being lost at sea. I'm barely able to swim for another 14 seconds before the burning in my chest becomes too apparent as total panic sets in. I can't even remember which direction I had been swimming in. It's all over. But out of the corner of my eye, I see the glimpse of a reflective blue light. It isn't the surface, but something small and blue. There's a fleeting moment of hope when I think it might be Oscar's necklace, but that quickly puts to rest as the blue glow grows larger and as it gets closer. I can't make it out through the blurry water, but it looks like a person. It looks familiar, but not like anyone I can place. For a moment, I thought it was Oscar again, but the blue figure is nowhere near as huge as him. My needful air makes me too desperate to think about who this is. I just reach out towards them, hoping they'll be able to help. They hesitate for a moment, and there's a surge of fear that they might just leave me here. But they don't. It takes my hand and starts to guide me through the water. Now that I'm touching it, I feel another instant chilling sensation in my fingers. That the hand's firm but not quite solid, almost as if it will separate if I squeeze too tight. But I'm not able to think about it as I feel my consciousness fading. I don't even notice when the hand lets go, and I'm left adrift alone once again. The darkness starts to consume me when the impact of something grabbing onto my waist throws my brain back to work. Suddenly, I'm being whipped through the water so fast I can't even keep the water from entering my nose. I don't have to bear it for long, as within moments I break through the surface of the water, gasping and coughing as I try to push it out all the water that had just been forcibly sucked into me. As I take long breaths of sweet oxygen, I'm able to take in what's happened. I'm somehow back in the pool area as if I never left. I'm still in the regular sized pool, but nowhere near the depth I just been. Looking back behind me, I can see Oscar looking at me with a curious look on my face. It isn't the fear I've been expecting to see, more like he's amused at some antic I just pulled. Were you messing with me just to see if I save you? What do you mean? I was drowning. That makes him laugh, and I can feel the heat stealing to my face. A mix of anger and embarrassment surrounding my features. Why are you laughing? I could have Died in died in five died in 5 seconds. Like grammars. Died in 5 seconds. That would certainly be a record, man. I'll support most of your dreams, but I don't think I can help with that. 5 seconds? What are you talking about? Wait, what happened? From your point of view, I mean. Also seems to have caught on that something is generally wrong. He's still trying to keep a calm face, but I can see the worry creep into his eyes. Anyway, you're being serious, huh? Okay, sure. Well, he dived into the water, awful for him, by the way, but it was adorable. Anyway, you did hit the water a little hard, but it shouldn't have been anything too bad. You sunk down for a bit and just floated there for a couple of seconds. I thought you were just messing with me, but I did promise that I'd come save you, so I had to come pick you up. I thought you had just really committed to your bit, but maybe it was worse than I thought. I don't remember that. I thought I'd been drowning for like a minute. I was lost in this vast ocean. I was all alone, mostly. That's not normal. If I had to guess, either you hit the water too hard and knocked yourself out, or you might have made the blood rush to your head and fainted. That can happen? Not under regular circumstances, but you've been fairly stressed lately. Maybe you've been pushing yourself more than you realize. Does that mean I could have drowned? I doubt it. Even if I wasn't there to save you, you probably would have tried to take a breath and immediately woken up when you got a mouthful of chlorine. Nasty stuff, man. What did I see then? I swear I saw the figure coming to help me. Yeah, not sure, but if I had to make a guess, maybe you were a little more awake than you thought and just perceived things a little strange. That figure would have just been me coming to get you. That would make sense. It did look familiar, and I thought it was also the newest times, but something doesn't quite feel right. It was similar to him, but not quite there. I feel like I feel like I've seen it before, and not just the resemblance of, but just something, but just everything about it feels so vaguely in my memories, like someone I saw across the road once or a billboard in the distance. Just a fuzzy recognition. You all good? We don't have to take a swim not feeling if you're not feeling up to it. No, I think I'm good. It was a bit of a rush, but now that I realize I was not in any danger. It doesn't feel so scary anymore. It's nice in here. I don't relax in here often, but man, I think I missed that and didn't even realize it. You forgot you enjoyed spending time in the water. Is that why you swim in the first place? Because you enjoy it? He doesn't answer, and I can tell. And I can't tell if he's ignoring my question or just fully in the zone. If I had to guess, I think it's a little bit of both. But this isn't the time to be poking around in his brain. If I did faint from diving in, then I really do need this relaxation time. I just can't shake the feeling that it was something a little more. I can still feel that most. I can still feel that almost jelly-like hand in my own. Just who was that? With a final sigh, I dot my head in the water to enjoy a brief reprise from all the sounds above the surface. Sometimes silence is needed. Also, it doesn't take long to join me under the water, circling me as he reaches out to offer his hand. There's that softness in his eyes that makes my heart swell. A part of me wants to jump into his arms or press my mouth against his, but I know that that's not within reach just yet. He might be able to comfort. He might be able to comfort others, but this is all he can handle right now. And as I take his hand, I can feel just how gently he holds it, pulling me through the water with the care to not disorientate me, and I immediately know it. This is enough for now. Just gonna stop right here. All right, so he's still having these dreams again. Well, I don't think it's even a dream. It's like some kind of hallucination or something. But basically, it's like a dream is it's like a hallucination, I guess, similar to the dreams he's been having. Like he's deep underwater somewhere, and so apparently something saved him from drowning. So some blue figure, not quite as big as ostrich, smaller than ostrich, I guess. So, I don't know, it was something, or I mean that's what Wallace said, that something saved him. And so we got to see a sprite of the coach, us swimming coach. And before I started this update, I looked back at the earlier parts of the game that we covered, and the characters like Nathan and then other guys on the football team, they got sprites too now. So if you want to download the game and see those sprites, you know, download the game and see those sprites from when we covered this being earlier, you can download the game and see those sprites. Well, you got to see a sprite of Oscar's swimming coach, and he was very thankful to Wallace because apparently now Oscar is swimming last now, and he actually likes that because when he swims, it's kind of unhealthy of Oscar. I mean, he swims a lot to cope with his past, but the coach is actually thankful to Wallace because he's not swimming as much because swimming is not too good for Oscar's mental state. Plus, he gained too much muscle, and he gained way too much muscle, and he looks bigger than most of the guys on the football team, probably. I mean, yeah, he kind of needs to lose on the muscle mass, So there's still more to this update. I was gonna upload this part a little earlier, like the previous night, but kind of got tired, didn't feel like editing the video, putting it together. So anyway, there's still more to come, and there's some new characters to meet, and so that sprite of the coach. I mean, is that I wonder that's the final sprite done for him, or there's I gotta keep on working on it. Like it's basically like a like a sketch. You start by drawing, and then you basically get a good idea what the drawing looks like, and then until they continue on with it and do some more of it. I mean, are they merely giving us a good idea what the characters look like for now until they do more, or just like the final work done for the sprites? Because look, I mean, it doesn't look the same as like with Oscar and Wallace and all the other characters. Just they're completely done. So I wonder if that's why I'm wondering, like, if they're still gonna work more with the sprites, these new characters, or if that's the final part. So anyway, we'll continue more for this update next time. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.